The first time I think I met Augusta was, she did something that like this guy over here loves, which is just the cold approach to bump, kind of no shame, but it was great. She just messaged me to say like, oh, hey, really like what Bump's doing. Can we meet for coffee to discuss stuff? And then she picked my brain on like how we do marketing, touch points, things like that, our strategy, because you had just joined the parliament, I think. And so you were kind of fishing for different ideas. And me, like an idiot, was just like, here's our whole plan. This is how we do things. And you were like, no, damn, you're great. See you next time. But no, we really appreciate, well, I appreciate that, because in Brussels, I think people have this tendency to be quite shy and introverted, or just scared to put themselves out there and meet people and discuss things and put forward ideas. So that was very well appreciated. So maybe you can tell us a bit of your background, your professional background, because you were at Politico before for a little while, right? Friends of Europe before that.
Yeah.
And then what you're doing now as well.
So just like Eleonora, I'm also Italian today.
Really?
Yeah. And I've been in Brussels for 10 years, which is quite a lot. I studied here, and then I also started working here at Friends of Europe, where I was program manager for Europe, so covering EU policies at large. Then went over to Politico, where I was a summits manager, and then moved to the Parliament, where I'm now Director of Programs and Operations, so overseeing the conceptualization and delivery of our branded and commercial activities, events, sponsored content, multimedia items and ads.
And just for anyone who has their head completely in the Brussels gravel, the Parliament used to be Parliament Magazine,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So maybe you can just mention a little bit about like the rebrand, because it's still pretty fresh, no?
Yeah. So the Parliament magazine is one of the longest-standing media title here in Brussels covering EU affairs. This year we're turning 30 years old, which is a lot for other publications here. And then in 2023, we were bought over by a media group called Total Politics. They have different publications, similar publications in the UK, US, and Mexico. And that was a much needed shift to modernize a title that was very known. I think that a lot of people knew the Parliament magazine as the magazine by and for MEPs. That's what the magazine was going by. But after Brexit and COVID and all the new players that in the meantime had entered the Brussels scene, it needed a revamp. And that's when our publishing director came over from 10 years of experience in our sister publication in London to drive this ambitious plan. And we built from scratch, we rebuilt from scratch the whole publication. So we started by, first and foremost, an editorial team. We've learned that that's the most important team in a publication. It's what, thanks to their quality journalism, really makes a brand trusted and really helps to sell. And then the other team followed suit, so sales, of course, and then programs, which is my team. Rebranding a media title in 2023 wasn't an easy task, because it was a time in which a lot of new players were entering the scene. A lot of old players were getting a lot of money to expand their activities. And meanwhile, it was the biggest election year in history was upcoming. So we really had to think a lot about what made us unique, because to be able to sell here, really convince clients of what is that you're offering. And we came to the conclusion that for us, it was a privileged relationship that we had with not just policymakers, but MEPs, as the name suggests. And that is because MEPs see our platforms, events, for example, as an opportunity to learn. And here I link to what Eleonora was saying, maybe politicians cannot go on the field all the time, but what we try to do with clients is to create a learning opportunity for them to listen to what are the challenges, needs, trends of a sector, and what the implications could be of a legislation that they will work on. And we get this from a lot of MEPs, that they find these opportunities as a very valuable one for them to hear from people, that experts or industry leaders that they would have never otherwise talked to.
So yeah, on that, because obviously again, we've got loads of like comms and PR people here. And I've heard quite a lot about journalists' frustrations sometimes of working in the Brussels market, or how corporates interact with them and associations interact with them, bringing them things that aren't stories. They just want to get their messaging out there. Is there anything you would like people, potential clients, corporates to know about how they can best work with you? I don't know if you have any frustrations or people approaching you with just kind of the wrong mindset of how to get the best out of the relationship. Like, what would you tell them?
Yeah, we see each campaign, projects that we work with clients on, as a long-term partnership. And I think that this is what I wish clients would also feel, because oftentimes there is the feeling that you're a service provider. And sometimes clients come to you with an idea without realizing that if they come to you, it's because, well, you're the subject expert in a field, and your advice on how to reach what they think is their goal could be valuable for them. To give you an example, we organize a lot of briefing dinners with the MEPs, right? So sometimes clients come to us and say, we want 10 MEPs at this dinner. We're like, okay. And they obsess over the number, without going beyond that to really think what is that they want to achieve. So through exchanges and different advices, we make them understand that what's important for them is not in fact to have 10 MEPs, but to have the MEPs that are legislating on something that really matters to them.
Yeah. So it's about, so you'd much rather people come to you almost with like open questions, in the sense that this is kind of what we want to achieve. Can you help us translate that into like a campaign that would achieve that, rather than just like, oh, we want to publish these talking points, or like our op-ed or whatever it may be in the parliament. Can you just do that for us and give me a quote, please? Like, yeah. Right. Okay. And how do you find? I'm always curious about how you interact with like the journalists at the media outlet, and how that works across like commercial and editorial. How do you get the best out of journalists, and then kind of also take the client's needs? Because I guess a lot of your journalists, not to shit on journalists, see, I swore, so Eleonora, it's fine, we swear here. Not to shit on journalists, but I guess a lot of them will have like highfalutin ideas about their craft. They don't even like to call it a profession, their craft and what they do. And so they probably don't like being associated too much with the commercial side of the business, and like they don't want to be seen to be writing something because someone is paying them to write about it. So how do you deal with all of the client, the journalists, the egos?
Oh yeah, that's the bane of my existence. Right. Yeah. And my team programs is in fact at the crossroad between editorial and sales, which are completely separated. As you know, that's one of the most important things for any media business anywhere in the world. Us in the middle, we have a very good relationship with both, because the work of both is essential for us to best do our job. So from editorial, as we said, thanks to their quality journalism and their independence, we get a lot of political insights that informs our programming in a way that's relevant. And then likewise from sales, we get a lot of industry insights, thanks to the feedback that they get constantly from clients, so that we can add that thinking into that programming. And in that way, we're able then to craft products that are relevant and really offer solutions to clients. So for us, the relationship is great with both. Any activity that we do, even if it's branded as commercial, we think of, you know, a live expression of our journalism, not as a mere business like opportunity. Editorial
standards.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
Because we put our brand into any activity, so it has to look good for us as well.
Yeah. And to just jump back a bit to the brand and the competition, how are you feeling about that? Because it's almost 2 years in now of the new brand, a year and a half. Are you feeling confident? Are you feeling a little bit anxious about the amount of new entrants into the market, the amount of new money that's come in? How, like we've heard from journalists, kind of or a journalist, how she feels. How do you feel kind of on the other side of the business?
Well, it's a very exciting time to be working in media in Brussels. There is indeed a lot of competition, but it's a healthy competition because it forces us to think about what we're doing and not just do things because we have to do them. Because we need to convince clients that we're really offering something that they cannot find elsewhere. So I'm very excited. I'm not anxious because I'm aware that we are a very niche publication. And as we said, our unique selling point is the privileged relationship that we have developed over these past 30 years with the MEPs and the trust that they have in us. And that's shown by the different collaborations that we set up with them, be it via publications or events. Looking at the numbers, we were able to achieve great things in 2 years. For events in particular, which is my main activity, over the past year, we were able to double the events output and triple the events revenue. Right. So we feel reassured about the investment that we've put in the teams. And we're also very blessed. We work with a lot of hardworking people, very ambitious people.
On the events, what kind of events are those? Like, where have you seen most success? Is it these dinners that you were talking about? Is it panel events? Like, what are people? Because events, after COVID, everyone was like, the event is dead in Brussels. And apparently it's still, according to some of my team members, it's still difficult to draw people out to these places, but you haven't experienced that?
Not so much. I would say for us, the most successful events are definitely the more intimate one, which speak to our unique selling point, as we said. We're not offering huge numbers, huge outreach on social media or in capitals. That's not what we do. What we can offer is access to policymakers to set up and foster a relationship, positive relationship with them. So that business for us works very well. We have set up a new summit series that also works very well. And I think that the secret there is to see each one of these activities not as a one-off, but really building on each one of these for a longer relationship with different stakeholders. So in the specific case of MPs, for example, we just don't invite them once, twice a year to a thing that we do, but we are in constant contact with them so that they contribute editorially throughout the years, but also contribute to guides that we publish, events. We also have MEPs hosting our MEP awards. So we really develop a relationship with them that go beyond.
And do you think the market, so not MEPs, your kind of client market, are now a bit more sensitized to that? So they aren't just looking at numbers, they aren't just looking at kind of KPI, they're looking more at like the qualitative stuff. So like, or do you still find yourself in every kind of different client meeting having to emphasize it's not about the numbers, it's about, because we have that kind of on the communication side as well in our campaigns. We try to work with people who care more about that kind of qualitative stuff. And we're always trying to convince people, you don't need the public, like the general public, because they'll start really niche. Like we need to get this tiny subset of people who are actually writing the policy. And then they spiral out of control in the meeting to like, of stakeholders, key stakeholders in Brussels. And then it will go to like, key stakeholders from industry in member states. And then it's like member state politicians. And it's like the general public because they influence member state. So it just gets out of control. Yeah. But do you find you have to do that in every meeting or they're starting to get it?
I think what is key here is to be able to foresee these questions that clients may raise during the partnership. So to, from the very beginning, be very clear. Sometimes it's also, clients are just anxious. They are people like anyone else. They have to respond to anxious bosses. So I think what is key here is really, even with clients, the key to success is fostering a real personal relationship that's built on honest communication. And then regarding the big numbers, that's not our unique selling point. And in this sense, going back to the question on competition, we're not too stressed because I think that we are complementary, in fact, in any campaign here in Brussels. We won't be able to offer outreach in EU capitals, but we will be able to complement that by putting you in a constructive relationship with the policymakers.
Yeah. And I'm also curious about you yourself and kind of the unique skills. Maybe there's some people in this room who want your job or want to be like your job at somewhere else. Like I wouldn't, trying to steal your job. What do you think you have personally, or what do you bring to the table that is crucial for your job?
Being a people's person helps a lot. Being in good terms with the colleagues, speakers, audiences, clients is definitely something that helps a lot. I think curiosity also helps me a lot in my job. We are journalists. We have to work on a lot of different topics. So having a genuine interest in what moves the automotive sector and then the food and agri and then energy and renewables, it's crucial to be able to help clients to understand their needs and to really offer them solutions. And then being very organized. Yeah. Very organized and very adaptable. I think Eleonora also mentioned that you have to foresee changes before they even manifest. Yeah. And already have plan B, C and D planned to be able to survive and thrive here in Brussels.
Okay, I am conscious that we're a little bit short on time, so I was already going to open it up to any audience questions if we have any. We can do the same as before. Any hands? Any hands? Everyone's shy. What? You don't have a question? Dude, you talk all the time. Just you.
No, if I sit there then.
I know, it's game over, yeah. But you can.
Get out of the
I was
chair
like,
then.
you can ask your question from there.
Okay, so we'll go straight to the quick fire then, because he's taking too long to get to the good stuff. Am I right? Am I right? Audience reactions. Okay, so favorite media outlet in Brussels.
Oh, the Parliament.
Okay, second favorite media outlet in Brussels.
Politico.
Oh, okay. Best country to be from as an owner of a media publication.
Oh, US.
Oh, okay. Are there any US-owned media publications active in Brussels?
Well, there was one.
Oh, what happened? Don't answer. So on the media front, who's gonna lead on event revenue on the business side from media outlets in 2025? There's only one right answer, just so I know.
The Parliament.
Oh, yes, that's the one. Who's going to be second? Don't answer. So we're on Place du Luxembourg. What's the best thing to do here that has nothing to do with EU politics?
Taking the bus to go to Bois de la Cambre.
Okay. So getting the hell out of this area.
Yeah, especially on Thursdays.
Okay. If you had to come to this area on a Sunday, how would you feel about that?
Sad.
Okay. So I think that is how we all feel about this place. But for some reason, we keep coming back to Place Lux and the EU
only
bubble.
because you're here now.
Only because of us. Where are we actually, since this is an advertisement for us? Do you know the name of this space?
Bump Experience.
It's close. Does anyone know the name of the space? It's written all over the door, guys. It's called the Bump Policy Experience Space.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was missing one word.
And brought to you by Bump. And no one else. But thanks so much. We're just going to end the show.
There's one question. There's one question here.
Okay. Well, yeah. But then you have to wrangle me. You don't want to come up?
Only without moving there.
Oh, you have to come into the light at least.
You have to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. He's back. Another hand for it. Kamal is back.
Thank you. How do you feel that the pool is so huge and the competition is little? Would you rather have a high competition in Brussels between agencies that's doing the same? Or would you like to do it like, there is a lot of work and too few to do it, so everyone is comfort? Do you feel it's comfort, or do you feel it's really competitive?
Well, competitive, but in a healthy way, as we said. And what also Eleonora had mentioned before, it's good not to feel too comfortable. because that's what makes you innovate.
I feel there is also comfortness in this healthy environment, which is it's good that you have it healthy, but I still feel that. Do you think that we have reached the limit of creativeness? Are we?
Oof.
Yes.
No, I don't think so. I think there are still things to explore. I don't know which ones yet, but for sure we can keep on innovating. I mean, before COVID, virtual events were not a thing, and then all of a sudden it was the only thing, and then we migrated to hybrid events, and then now we're transitioning back to more in person. So I think that there are still new things to explore. So it's not just what we see.
In 2025, what would be the trend in this industry? Because I need to prepare myself as someone that do audiovisual communication.
I think being able to leverage tools such as generative AI while maintaining editorial integrity.
Are you saying that we will not invite MIPS anymore and we just duplicate?
No,
it?
just being able to leverage that to do better business. That would be probably the main.
I think AI is the trend. Thank you very much. It was a really
Thanks.
good answer.
Different media subjects. I'm especially curious how Parliament magazine gets on over the next few years. I'm also curious about more of Eleonora's stories. I think we probably need to dig into like the Mediterranean stuff at some point, and guns and whatever else. But thank you all for coming. We'll be sticking around for a bit more coffee and food. But yeah, otherwise, thanks a lot, and we hopefully will see you all soon back in the space. Thanks. Cool.